Hello friends, this is Ashwini. In the previous video, you had learnt a few grammar from the lesson 4 of Minna no Nihongo, where you had learnt how to tell the time. This video is the continuation of the same lesson 4 of Minna no Nihongo. In this lesson, you will be learning the verbs in Japanese, en, wa, ti, ni, vi. Sentence pattern. En wa T1 kara T2 made vi. And let's learn how to ask and tell phone numbers. Verbs. Verbs are called as doshi. Doshi. The verbs in Japanese are classified into 3 groups. Ichi gurupu. The group 1 verbs. They are also called as udoshi. Udoshi. U verbs. Secondly, they are classified as ni gurupu. Ni gurupu. Group 2 verbs. They are also called as rudoshi. Rudoshi. Ru verbs. And sangurupu. Sangurupu. Group 3 verbs. They are also called as henkaku doshi. Henkaku doshi. That is irregular verbs. Friends, why these verbs are called as u verbs, ru verbs and irregular verbs, I will be explaining this in my later lessons. At this point of time, I request you all to know the group of the verbs. When I teach a verb, I will be telling you that it will fall in the first group or second group or third group. It's very important to remember the group also. The verbs in Japanese have only 2 tense, either the present tense or future tense or the past tense. So we have only 2 tense here. Present tense and future tense are the same and past tense. For any given verb, you will have 4 forms. That is, in the present tense, either you will say I will do some action or you will say I will not do some action. When we say I will do some action, that is written in the must kei. Must kei means in the must form. Kei means form. So some action that will be done or that is done is written in the must form. The actions that will not do or that will not be done will be written in the masen form. Masen kei. Okay. Similarly, in the past tense, you can say that I did some action. I did some action, and this will be written in the mashita kei. Mashita kei. And you can say that I did not do some action in the past. So this will be represented in the masen deshita kei. Masen deshita kei. So for any given verb in Japanese, it will have 4 forms. The must form, masen form, mashita form and masen deshita form. Hope you have understood this. Let's learn few verbs. Now here you can see a person working. So the verb here is hatarakimasu. Hatarakimasu. The number after the verb shows the group. Okay. So this verb hatarakimasu is a first group verb. It means to work. Now here, this action, taking rest, is yasumimasu. Yasumimasu. And this is also a group 1 verb, which means to rest. This action is okimasu. Okimasu. Now here you can see the number 2. So this verb is a group 2 verb, which means to wake up. Nemasu. Nemasu. This is also a group 2 verb, which means to sleep. Benkyou shimasu. Benkyou shimasu is a group 3 verb, which means to study. Now let's conjugate the verbs in the mas, masen, mashta and masen deshta forms. Now here are the group 1 verbs. Now for in the present or the future tense, you have the positive or the negative. Positive is something that I will do. When you say I will do, that is the positive. And when you say I will not do or I did not do, that is the negative. So the positive is must k, negative is masen k. Similarly, in the past tense, you have a positive and a negative, that is mashta k and masen deshta k respectively. So let's see the first verb. Hatarakimasu. Hatarakimasu means to work or I will work. Hatarakimasen. Hatarakimasen means I will not work. Hatarakimashita. Hatarakimashita. I worked. Hatarakimasen deshita. Hatarakimasen deshita. Did not work. The second verb is yasumimasu. Yasumimasu. To rest or I will rest. Yasumimasen. Yasumimasen. I will not rest. Yasumimashita. Yasumimashita. I rested. Yasumimasen deshita. Yasumimasen deshita. Did not rest. The third verb is ovarimasu. Ovarimasu is also a group 1 verb, which means to finish or will finish, doing something. Ovarimasen. Ovarimasen will not finish. Ovarimashita. Ovarimashita finished. Ovarimasen deshita. Ovarimasen deshita did not finish. Remember friends, hatarakimasu, yasumimasu and ovarimasu are group 1 verbs. Let's see few examples from group 2 verbs. Okimasu. Okimasu. Wake up or will wake up. Okimasen. Okimasen. Will not wake up. Okimashita. Okimashita. Woke up. Wokimasen deshita. Okimasen deshita. Did not wake up. Nemasu. Nemasu. Will sleep. Nemasen. Nemasen. Will not sleep. Nemashita. Nemashita. Slept. Nemasen deshita. Nemasen deshita. Did not sleep. Okimasu and nemasu are group 2 verbs. Now let's see an example from the group 3. Benkyou shimasu. Benkyou shimasu. Study or will study. Benkyou shimasen. Benkyou shimasen. Will not study. Benkyou shimashita. Benkyou shimashita. Studied. Benkyou shimasen deshita. Benkyou shimasen deshita. Did not study. Benkyou shimasu is a third group verb. Friends, let's learn a few words which are related to time. Now here I have my asa. My asa means every morning. My means every. Asa means morning. Similarly, my ban. My ban means every night. My nichi. My nichi means every day. Kesa. Kesa means today morning. Konban. Konban means this evening. Now friends, let's use these words with some verbs and make some sentences. Watashi wa mainichi benkyou shimasu. Watashi wa mainichi benkyou shimasu. This means I study every day. Okay friends, when we use mainichi, always use the present tense. Mainichi should come with the present tense. Watashi wa kesa benkyou shimashita. Watashi wa kesa benkyou shimashita. Kesa, which means today morning. And when we talk about this morning, it's already past. So, we always use the past tense with the word kesa. Remember friends, use the past tense of the verb with the word kesa. Watashi wa kesa benkyou shimashita. This means I studied today morning. Konban benkyou shimasu. Konban benkyou shimasu. I will study tonight. Let's construct the sentence en wa ti ni we. Here n is a person. T is the time. And this is the particle ni, which is a time indicator. This particle ni has many uses. One of the application is to indicate the time. And we here stands for the action, the verb. Friends, here whenever we have to say that an action takes place at a particular time, then we have to use the particle ni after the time. Let's understand with some examples. Watashi wa 5時に起きます. Watashi wa 5時に起きます. Now here the person noun is watashi, subject of the sentence. T here is goji, the particle ni after the time, and the action is okimasu, to wake up. Now this sentence means I wake up at 5 o'clock. So the action we, okimasu, is performed at the time 5 o'clock, So we have to use the particle ni to indicate the time. Watashi wa 5時に起きます。リーナさんは11時半に寝ます。リーナさんは11時半に寝ます。Miss Reena sleeps at 11:30. Understood, friends? You also try to make similar sentences and see how it comes. Let's look into few more examples. Sophia-san wa mai asa nanji ni okimasu ka? So she's asking, Sophia-san wa mai asa nanji ni okimasu ka? Sophia, what time do you wake up every day? Sophia replies, 6時半に起きます。6時半に起きます。Friends, here I have omitted watashi wa in the sentence. You have to understand, when the subject is not given, it's always watashi wa. 6時半に起きます。I wake up at 6:30. Sophia is asking, 昨日何時に寝ましたか? 昨日何時に寝ましたか? 昨日 is yesterday, and with yesterday you have to use the past tense of the verb. So here, 昨日何時に寝ましたか? What time did you sleep yesterday? So she replies, 昨日12時に寝ました。昨日12時に寝ました。Yesterday, I slept at 12 o'clock. 日曜日何時に起きますか? 日曜日何時に起きますか? Friends, after the word 日曜日, days of the week, please don't put any particle. 日曜日, in these sentences, when you want to say that an action is performed on that day, please don't put any particle. Like people make mistake of writing wa here. Please don't add that. 日曜日何時に起きますか? What time do you wake up on Sunday? Sophia says, 10時頃に起きます。10時頃に起きます。Here she says, I wake up around 10 o'clock. Goro means around. We don't exactly sharply we don't wake up at 10 or 11 or 6. So we wake up around 10 minutes here and there. So to tell that, use the word goro after the time, not before the time, after the time. 10時頃に起きます means I wake up around 10 o'clock. 大学は何時に終わりますか? Sophia is asking, 大学は何時に終わりますか? What time does the university end or finish? She replies, 4時半に終わります。4時半に終わります。It will finish at 4:30. Okay, friends, I hope you have understood how to use the particle ni. Now let's construct the sentence N wa T1 kara T2 made V. In the previous video, I had taught you similar sentence. Hope you remember it. N wa T1 kara T2 made this. In this sentence, we said that a place N is from T1 to T2. Right, friends? Now here we are trying to tell that some action is performed from T1 to T2. Now the N here is a person who is the subject of the sentence. T1 and T2 denotes time 1 and time 2. Kara is from, Made is to, and V stands for an action, the verb. So here we are making a sentence that this person does some action from time 1 to time 2. Let's understand it with some examples. Here, the boy is asking, saying, Watashi wa 6 kara 8 時まで勉強します。私は6時から8時まで勉強します。Here, the N is watashi, time 1 is 6 時, time 2 is 8 時, and the action is 勉強します. So this sentence means, I study from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Okay, friends, let's look into another example. She's saying, 私は月曜日から金曜日まで働きます。私は月曜日から金曜日まで働きます。Yes, here T1 is 月曜日 and T2 is 金曜日. Not only the time, here you can also use words related to time. Days of the week, even weeks or months or years, something that is related to time. Okay, so she is saying here that I work from Monday to Friday. Let's see another example. 私は昨日9時から12時まで働きました。私は昨日9時から12時まで働きました。So here she's saying, yesterday I worked from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Because the word kino is there, you have to use the past tense. Yesterday I worked from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Friends, hope you have understood how to frame the sentence N wa T1 kara T2 made V. You can also make your own sentences in similar way. Now let's learn how to ask and tell phone numbers. Now she's asking, あなたの電話番号は何番ですか? あなたの電話番号は何番ですか? 電話番号 means phone number. 何番 is the interrogative we use to ask the phone number, which means what number. Okay? And here she is asking, あなたの電話番号は何番ですか? Which means, what is your phone number? And she replies, 私の電話番号は120-3321-5019。私の電話番号は120-3321-5019. Which means my phone number is 120-3321-5019. Friends, when we say phone number or the PIN code or the zip code, we have to replace the hyphen with the alphabet no and say the number. So wherever there is a hyphen, it is replaced with the letter no. Okay? Let's look into another example. Now she is asking, Toshoka no denwa bango wa nanban desu ka? Toshoka no denwa bango wa nanban desu ka? What is the library phone number? She replies, 123の234の1189. Again, the hyphens are replaced with the letter no. So try to tell your phone number in similar way. Friends, in this lesson you have learnt the verbs, which is very important, and please memorize the verbs with the group they fall into. That's very important. Keep practicing. I'll see you all with my next video. Thank you for watching my video.